Start. Dim.
Well, hello again. This is BGFH, and welcome back to Illegally Cited here. And you may have noticed that the screen looks quite a bit different than it has in the past. And to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure what this is going to look like when this gets uploaded and in its final form. But I'm actually recording this video on my iPhone 5. And the interesting thing about that is, if you've followed my blog at all in the past, you know that I've been actually wanting to try and cover iOS stuff. I would love to have an app that covers or that can record my iPhone screen just like I'm doing with like all my Fraps games and all my PC game content that I've been doing on the channel so far. Well, the good news is the app that you are seeing on the screen, this little interface here, is for an app called xRec, or xRec, however you want to say it. And it's an app I just found out about today. I don't know when it officially came out, probably today, if not maybe yesterday, because I kind of found out about it through the Twitterverse, so to speak, and I thought, no, this can't be right, because usually they you have to have a jailbroken device or Apple's gonna block it, which kind of leads me into my next couple of things about this quick video. Is that you may notice, and again, I'm not sure how this is going to look on the final thing, because this is really truly the first video that I'm shooting for the channel, or attempting to anyway. You may notice a red bar across the top of this and future iPhone videos that I record. And sorry about that, that was my grill in the background cooking there. But you may notice this bar at the top, and I cannot make that go away if that does appear. It's just kind of some limitation that the app has, and if that's the only real limitation, I'm perfectly okay with that, because I would rather be able to do what I'm doing with a little black or a little red bar than nothing at all. The other thing that I'll say about this app is, I read, and then once I found it on Twitter, I saw a bunch of news stories about it after doing another search just to see, like, is this real? Does it work? Yada yada. And I guess there have been apps that other developers have snuck out on the App Store that do a similar thing, maybe not quite to this degree, but they have gotten pulled. Apple, in their infinite wisdom, has decided that they're going to pull them and take them down. So I snuck in there and got it when I could, and I'm hoping, what really annoys me about that whole idea is that, I was talking with a couple friends about it, and they're like, well, the reason is, well, Apple doesn't want, people showing betas or, like the upcoming iOS 7 if they got a dev build or whatever. Well, that's maybe the case, but then you find their accounts that are doing that, and you ban them from the beta test. Then it's really not that difficult. There's really not a reason that shouldn't be able to happen. And there's really no reason to block this type of app from the store. As a matter of fact, I think it's a great idea to have on the store, because because they're actually going to be able to make more money in the long run, you'd think, because the average Joe, like you and me, not just these fancy websites that have all kinds of kits or whatever, or, people don't necessarily want a jailbreak. We can create content and review apps. I can review iOS games like I've wanted to do. I can actually do voiceover tours and tutorials, which I've also wanted to do. So, if I'm reviewing apps, if I'm showing all the cool things I'm doing with my iPhone, that's only going to help Apple sell more products it's only going to help Apple sell more products in the long run. So you're basically turning away a buttload of money. I mean, like I said, if you're worried about showing things that shouldn't be shown, go after the people that are showing them. You know, for people who are just doing like what I'm doing, to me, there's really no reason that shouldn't be available. So, to wrap up this video, I will show you just a little bit of voiceover, and I'm just going to test my little sound setup here. You remember a few videos back I showed you guys the Jawbone Jambox Bluetooth speaker, and I have that hooked up not via Bluetooth this time, but I have it hooked up via my actual just 3.5 inch jack. So if I hit voiceover, or if I touch the screen here,
selected, record, tab, 1 of 3, tab, 2 of 3, tab, 3 of 3.
So you notice that there are a couple of, there are some tabs. You said it said record tab on the first one, and the other two aren't labeled. I actually did label the record one, and I haven't labeled the other two yet. But the nice thing, excuse me, the nice thing about this app is that it is accessible. You do have to label those those 3 buttons along the bottom, or they're tabs actually. You've got your record tab on the left. Your middle tab is your kind of your history.
Tab 2 of 3.
And your right tab is your settings. So in there you can change like whether you want the audio to come out. Like right now it's recording me through the iPhone's mic. You can turn that on and off. So if you just want to do visual only, no audio, you can. You can adjust the screen size, you know, if you wanted to make it a little smaller to save space, or you also can choose the orientation of the screen for the app or the task that you are trying to record. So right now I'm recording it in portrait, and I can also choose any of the other directions. I can do portrait upside down, home landscape, home button to the left or right. So that's going to come in handy, especially when maybe doing some games and stuff. So in the middle of the screen here, I got a record.
Start, dimmed, button.
Or a start, close enough.
Stop, button.
And when I end this, I will stop it here. The nice thing is, and what I was really wondering about how they would do, and I'm actually, like I said, surprised it actually got through. I can hit home.
Home, game services folder, 3 new items.
And just to give you a quick tour, I mean, like I said, I think I will do like an iOS voiceover series. I think now that I can, but you see, I got this just tons of stuff.
Folder, 14 apps.
Yeah, see now there we got our red bar across the top. I didn't see it in the other app, but when I leave that app, you know what? That, like I said, that's fine. If that means I'm able to do this, great. You know what? I don't care. So we've got our, home screens. I got tons of stuff on here. 2 new items. Page 2 of 4. Blindness folder. 14 apps. And like I said, I'm hoping with the volume level and, I have my speaker close to the iPhone. You should be able to hear voiceover in games and kind of any future stuff that I decide to try to cover. You should be able to hear that pretty well because it's just going to come in through the speaker just like what I'm talking. I will say that if you are trying to record and you don't use an external speaker plugged in, I'm really glad it worked this way at least. I tried it with just using VoiceOver on the device itself. When you are using the app and you do record, VoiceOver gets really quiet and kind of scratchy, and so it just really sounds terrible. And so that wasn't really going to be good for if I wanted to try to do some voiceover tours and tutorials and things like that. But thankfully it seems with this my little Jawbone Jambox here saves the day again. Just hook it up via a little regular wire and we're in business. So this is kind of just a little preview.
App switcher, xRec.
A little announcement video, so to speak.
Ready.
But that I am, in fact, huzzah, finally going to be able to cover some mobile stuff, which is great because, just following technology in general, that's where stuff is going, and I'd like to be able to show that on my channel. So, really looking forward to being able to do that finally. I will also say I did review the app in the App Store, this xRec, xRec. Just go to the App Store and search for it. Grab it before, hopefully, knock on wood, hopefully Apple doesn't be stupid and pull it down out of the store. But if they do, get it while you can. It's $1.99, $2 basically, and it's like I said, it does exactly what I need it to do. If you're ever going to think about wanting to try something like this for yourself, or just wanting to record the screen for anything, I would highly recommend going to grab it immediately, as soon as you can. And, even if you don't necessarily think you're going to use it, you never know. Grab it anyway and show both the developer and show Apple that, hey, there is demand for this type of thing, so do not remove it from the App Store. In fact, I put that in the review. I said it does exactly what I want it to do. And I told, basically said what I wrote in there, what I said in this video, that there are very legitimate uses for it, and you're only really going to be, with people doing these types of videos, you're going to be able to make more money because people are going to want to buy more stuff. So don't be stupid, and don't get rid of it like you have been in the past. So that is a quick tour of this app, and just a little quick tease about iOS here. So yes, I will be able to cover that hopefully on the channel. Oh, before I do go, I will say this only does work on the iPhone right now with iOS 6. If you are running the developer build of iOS 7, it does not work. And if you are running an iPad, which I do have the iPad 2 as you saw in an earlier video, it does not work there yet as well. However, the developers have stated that they are working on an iPhone or iPad compatibility, and they are working on future improvements and iOS 7 compatibility as well. That's xRec, xRec. You can get it in the App Store now. Hopefully it doesn't go away. It's $1.99, $2. Go grab it, and look forward to other mobile iOS content on the channel soon. Talk to you guys later.
Stop.